You may disagree, but up to me, it's a fact. You're paying running backs, it ain't no fun in that. Yeah, the sermon about to start, so I hope you know your stats. And if Kev get it wrong, then Rashad gon' have his back with the facts. Matter of fact, all we do is say wins. When wings, congregation say amen. Trades, debates, wins, losses, the latest news, bruh. Prophet Kev speak, he got him saying hallelujah.
Welcome to Preach Kev Preach with Rashad. We are the prophets. Here in the episode, another sermon coming at you from Wildcard Sports. We on Wildcard TV. Rashad, what's going on, bro?
What it is, bro. You gotta know what time it is, man. Shoot. Like the shirt say, man, we just out here grinding, man. Just grinding, man.
Hey, you know, every day, every game, every show, we gotta do the Kawhi Leonard.
What it do, baby?
Yeah. What it do, baby? Man. So another week, man. No football last week, but you know we got the Super Bowl, so we're gonna get into that a little bit later in the show. I know people don't think that we don't talk about basketball, but we sit here and bet basketball every day. Talk about basketball every day.
That's the money maker right there, boy. That's like a little part-time job.
For real, I ain't got to go to work. I'm trying not to go to work for the next 3 years, man. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into.
You got Bud out here betting $5 and hit $90K.
Yo, I don't understand that,
man.
What?
I don't know what made him pick those games, but
you should have told me.
He got a little come up off that, man.
He should have told me.
He got a look. I can't even say a look come up. He came up pretty big on the bet $5.
I'm about to say, imagine if we went risky like we be going like people 50 on that. Yo, you ain't got to work for the next 6 years. 7 years.
He'd have put a 50 piece on the other one. Crazy. Boy,
wouldn't it be crazy for real? All right, so while we gonna talk about that, we gonna stay right here in the NBA. First to start off the show. All right, so we are 1/3 of the way through. They're playing 72 games, so most teams are around this 24 mark. Except a couple of teams is like
about 20 to 24 because people had some postponements, COVID and stuff like that. So roughly 20 to 24.
Yeah, so about 24 games. So early MVP favorites. I think that's where we have to start because it's a lot of players playing some great basketball, and this is not the bubble. So you're traveling, you're on back-to-back games. So all right. So how big is your list right now? If you want to do a top 5, would you want to do a top 3? Where you want to go with this?
I think you kind of got to go top 5, man, and that's going to kind of vary based upon your criteria.
Yeah,
because most people don't really be caring about. Right now, let's say your team losing, you still got time to make it up, so you could include a stats guy right now. But for me, my front runner is LeBron James, and it has nothing to do with his age. I mean, dude's the status quo. About 25, 8-8. He been doing that
for the longest.
I mean, then you look at just like tiebreakers. I mean, I still think they're the best team in the West. They're both them and the Clippers are 16-6. Jazz are 16-5. So we're really just splitting hairs on the tiebreaker. When we get to the end, they'll have all played the same amount of games. And I think the Lakers will come out on top in the West. They'll be number 1 seed. So I think you got to put LeBron James up there right now, man.
So let's talk about LeBron.
My front runner.
Let's do LeBron first, and then we'll kind of like go. I guess we'll go down the list and talk about those, like a top 5. Maybe we'll come to a consensus at the end of it. LeBron James. I mean, him and Anthony Davis are not scoring as much as they did last year. But when you bring in Dennis Schroeder, when you bring in Montrezl Harrell, I mean that's going to happen, right? Like everybody can't score more. Like I don't think that's really a possibility. But the Lakers, one of the best offensive teams in the league, one of the best defensive teams in the league. I think they are the best defense in the league right now, in terms of efficiency. But LeBron James, what's crazy? I thought he was going to take games off, and he did not. He's playing like every game. Obviously, Anthony Davis, a couple injuries. He always
he always getting banged up.
Right. So
I mean, that's status quo.
That's Davis, right? That's AD for you. But like LeBron, I mean,
earlobe and shit be hurting. Missed 2 games.
Hey, for real, 25, 8-8. And I know you said it got nothing to do with age, but it's like, bro, he been doing this like at the number 1 spot for the longest. Like, and this season, I guess you can debate who you think the best player is in the league. But for my money, it's probably gonna be LeBron. and we both of them placed future bets on LeBron James winning MVP. So I think when we get into the other people that you're going to realize that there's no storylines this year. Like
I mean, you got to.
Okay, so all right, so let's go to the next person. So give me one storyline. Who you got as far as like a top? Is your storyline the top 5 as well?
Yeah, I mean, you got Kevin Durant off injury.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, you do.
I mean,
yeah.
The way they're trending right now, they're gonna finish. I think the Nets could finish number 1 in the East. Like they're right now, they're 14-9. 76ers are 15-6. So I mean, you got the Nets right there on the heels of being a number 1 team.
What's the
Durant's 37-5 right now, man, off the Achilles, 18 months off. I mean, I think he has the best storyline as comeback player of the year, and stats wise, he's gonna probably be right there with LeBron.
Yeah, first off, it's not really fair. Like when you comparing Durant versus LeBron for this sake is like LeBron. Like the Lakers are deep, right? Lakers got a complete roster. Like a lot of players that can play multiple minutes, but the Nets, what their problem is right now is that depth situation. And
man, no defense at all. I'm just glad they saw the tweet and when they got Shumpert. I mean, Bruce Brown can't be on the defender.
Yeah,
Shumpert is gonna be good for 20 minutes a night. Play some tough nose defense. He's gonna still get buckets, but he's not gonna push up. He not gonna punk. Right. He ain't gonna back down for nobody.
Yeah, I really think they should have kept Jerry Allen. But anyway. Like, I don't know what the record is for most points in the season, but I'm pretty sure the Nets going to reach it. Like, I don't know what it is. It could be whatever number it is.
They probably won't because it's only 72 games.
Okay, all right. So off a 72-game sample size, I think they'll get there. But, yeah, Durant, I mean, he's playing the most minutes out of everybody on my top 5 list. So 31 points, 7 rebounds, about 6 assists. And you're talking about throwing the ball to Kyrie, throwing the ball to James Harden. You got 2 guys who's going to put the ball in the basket as well, so it make the game so much easier for him. But like, yeah, if you don't want to see, I guess that is one of the storylines because he's coming off the Achilles injury. And you remember I told you I was very skeptical just 'cause I wanted to see it first because that's what of like those guys where okay you're not human like Adrian Peterson tear ACL week 17 and you start week 1. Like, what I'm saying? Like I wanted to see if Durant was one of those type of guys. And,
yeah, he's an outlier, man.
And he is. Right. So, so for that, Durant does got a storyline. Somebody else on my list, I think you pretty much got him too.
You got to put the big man in there.
Joel Embiid, the big man from Philly. I'm right the road from him, so I wish I can go to the game and go see him. But 28, 11, 3 assists in 32 minutes. Like that, and that's the thing. Like, imagine if he was playing the minutes of Kevin Durant. Like he's playing 37 minutes. You probably averaging 32, probably having about 12, 13 rebounds, and maybe 1 more assist. But I mean, the big fella is doing what he's supposed to do.
See, I'm not tripping off those stats. The stats I'm tripping off for Embiid, 54% field goal, 40% from the 3 for a big. Like, bro, nice. you got KD shooting 45% from the 3 and LeBron shooting 40 from the 3, but Embiid a big at 40. That's crazy. Yeah, and I mean another nod. You got to give Embiid 84% from the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
When he go to the line, he's knocking them down. LeBron is a vet, and he only shooting 72.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you just said about that. The free throw. Imagine if Shaq could make free throw Dwight Howard. How many points they would have averaged in their career? Like, what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously Shaq got 30 easy in his sleep, but if Embiid played the minutes of Shaq, like prime Shaq, like he played 36, 37 minutes, like they did back in the day. Embiid would dominate. You know what I'm saying? Like the stats would be overwhelming at this point. But I think this year, like with Doc Rivers and like Tobias and Ben Simmons, is like this team got deeper. Steph Curry, bringing in Danny Green, Maxey from Kentucky. Like they put the right things around them, and it's finally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you brought Morey over and like, okay, let's get shooting. Let's prioritize shooting. And that's what they did.
You got to have it. And now you see. Because Ben ain't going to shoot the damn ball.
Right. So, but now you're reaping the benefits of the big man down low because you can't, if you double, somebody open, right? If you don't double, good luck, right? So yeah, Embiid dominating. And if he get that 1 seed, man, it's going to be hard for some voters, not to vote for him because they want to see a new face anyway. You know what I'm saying, at the top.
Yeah, the only only thing that can really hold Joe back is they played 21 games and he's been in 16. So we're just gonna say, all right, he's missed 5 out of the first 20, and then we'll just say he may miss 5 more down the line because about every day he's on the injury report, back spasm or some knees or something like that. So you just never really know if his back or his knees can hold up. So we'll just say he missed 5 games, throughout the next couple of 20-game sample sizes. You're looking at about 15 games if he missed 5 every time. Plus, you still have 12 more games to go if we're just basing off of the 2020. So I think games missed could hurt him, but if the stats are there and they get the 1 seed, he'll still be making a strong push for it.
I know somebody else we got on the list, another big fella, Joker over there in Denver. Shout out to JB over there. What's crazy is like a lot of people did think Jokic could do this. As far as it's different when he used to have those games where he had 27, 15, and 14, but he do it every now and then. Now it's on a consistent basis. He's scoring almost 30 points. Like he having 27, 12, and 9. And you're basically a triple-double. You are. Every night you are walking triple-double. Another big man who can shoot the 3, space the floor. And the only knock you're going to have against him is he don't play defense. If that's what you want to use to knock him from the MVP status. But Denver started off slow, but they picked it up. So when it comes in terms of winning, he's right there in the same boat. They're not as good as the Lakers, but I think they're 2.5, 3 games back from them. But
yeah, it's not far. Yeah, they're like 4. Right
yeah. I feel like this year you go on a 3-game winning streak, you go from 8 to 3 in standings. I don't know what it feel like that's how the NBA's been working so far. But Jokic, everybody thought after coming out of the bubble, Jamal Murray was hit this point, and he's the best player. But we realized I knew who the best player was the whole time. But Jokic, he's being consistent at a high level, and it's hard to ignore.
Yeah, I think numbers wise, to be putting up almost 27 points, 26.8, almost 12 boards, 11.8, 8.6 assists for the first couple of games, he was flirting with that triple-double status, but naturally for a big guy, that's going to come down throughout the year. But to still be a 7-footer, commanding the offense, just basically willing the Nuggets to be where they are because they did start off kind of slow.
Bring the ball up the court at 7 foot.
Yeah, he's doing everything. Yeah. I think the major case against him won't be the defensive side of the ball because defensively, LeBron's taking some plays off. He's not at his normal defensive level. KD's more of a team defender. And outside of Joel Embiid, you really don't have that guy in our top 5 so far that's killing it on that side of the ball.
Right.
I think the case against Jokic will be out of sight, out of mind. Denver's not always going to be on TV. And then outside of Joel Embiid, there's not a whole lot of guys that he can go up against to really display what he can do. He's dominating this other big.
He did put
praise the cat.
He did put up 50 on Gobert. The stifle towel, boy.
Man, that don't even count, bro. That don't even count. It's Jokic, Embiid, and Cat. Press the Cat because he's out with COVID. Hope he get better and get back soon. And then after that, you got, like you said, Gobert. Bam's, people love Bam. He's coming up, but he's not on that level. Miles Turner, defensive player of the year run and stuff like that. But outside just like a dominant big that does it all, it's Jokic and Embiid, honestly. And like I said, Cat's out right now.
I'm about to say, if you want to compare him against like Gobert, Miles Turner, as far as can they stop him? It's kind of like one of those things, when you're LeBron and you're going against Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? I know that's different.
Yeah, when you're a wing, you have way more chances to show yourself off. LeBron, KD, Kawhi, they still try to put Giannis out there and that. Middleton's a good player. Tatum's out there. Yeah. So, it's so many, Bradley Beal, it's so many good 2 guard / wing guys. You can always up yourself compared to a big guy.
Right. So I guess, first off, let's not leave off big man. We talk about tournaments. It's a bonus, man. That boy a bucket. Anyway, all right. So that's 4, and I guess do we have the same 5th guy? do you have Mr. What a do baby is your top 5? Or do you got Giannis and Luka?
I didn't put Kawhi in there, man. I put Giannis up there
Okay,
just off the sheer
okay.
numbers.
Hey,
I don't think he'll win it again. I don't care what numbers.
He not gonna win it. He won't win
never
again.
get a vote.
He won't. He won't. No. And he got as crazy is. So we sit here and talk about how good Embiid and Jokic is. He got the same stats, like that. And that's the crazy. The same stats.
Yeah, like Giannis he's 1 and 2 back-to-backs. I mean, I thought he shouldn't have got either one. Well, I didn't say he shouldn't have got either one. I just prefer Harden the first go round.
Right.
You know, last year LeBron was right there, so you can make cases he shouldn't have got him, but ultimately his impact on both sides of the floor, number 1 seed, best player, best team. We know how it goes. That's normally how it goes. I mean, you only had a few outliers in the last 20-something years where the best player on the best team didn't get it. But I don't think he'll get a first place vote this year, no matter what numbers he put up, just because of your back-to-back. And at this level, you're being graded on your playoff success versus
the regular season. Yeah.
So, granted, that's really unfair.
That is unfair.
This is a regular season award.
Yeah, it's unfair. It's definitely unfair. But we're gonna have the bias with it. Yeah. Now, all right. So to play devil's advocate, or not devil's advocate, but more of a question to you: what does he have to do in a regular season to get like if you just say, all right, he gonna win three MVPs in a row? Like, do we have to be like pure domination, like 72-10 Warriors type? I mean, I know we 20 games in the season already, but like, did they have to go on this miraculous run and like dominate it and win the East by 10 games and he's scoring 30, 12, and 8? You know what I'm saying? Like what is it? Is it anything, or is it like? I mean,
he got to call Chris Brown and Lil Dicky and switch bodies with Kevin Durant. That's all he got to do. He get that jump shot
it's over
and put up that same 30, 10, and 5.
Okay.
He got to wake up in KD body. He'll be good.
Freaky Friday. That's funny. But I did want to shout out to I put 7 guys on my list. I didn't know how long it was going, but Kawhi and Luka, but Luka because they're losing.
Yeah, I had
wouldn't
Luka,
get
but
the
stats are there, but the record's not there.
Right,
I had Luka as well.
27, 9, and 9. So he's another walking double. Shout out to Team International with Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, and Luka on here. It's Dallas just. We'll get into more of that later on, but as far as individually, Luka is putting in a performance unheard of right now. And Kawhi,
and you said Kawhi, but I didn't put Kawhi. I put Dame as a 7 just because he got so many guys injured. For them to stay afloat, he's gonna have to put up record numbers.
Yeah, no CJ, no
to a decent record. Yeah.
I mean, the reason I put Kawhi, because like I feel like, and it's crazy to feel like this way, but like the Clippers are going so unnoticed.
Oh yeah,
I think against the Nets this past week was the only game that everybody like really watched the Clippers this year, because playoff P or pandemic P ain't around right now. He on vacation, so I don't Paul George back, PG back, going off, Kawhi going off. You got and I don't care what nobody say. I know I probably should talk about it now because this was MVP. You know what? I'll save it for later in the show. But what Kawhi is doing, I mean, 26, 5, and 5. I feel like he doesn't. I mean, he's more defensive. Like, I feel like he's still. Do you think he's still better at defense than offense?
I mean, I think he's an A+ at both.
Okay, cause like him, Anthony Davis. Like, we know what they can do offensively.
I think but those are 2 guys I think are A+ at both.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
Because Kawhi does, like, for a guy with some big hands, he shoot the 3 ball. It come off kind of flat.
And they free throws.
But Kawhi be nailing that 3 mid-range game is one of the best of all time. That's MJ, Kobe like mid-range.
I'm about to say his mid-range
free throws. He hit 80% of the free throws.
That's good enough, and that's good enough for me. So, all right. So,
and you mentioned Davis. Davis up there too. He do everything on the court, and then defensively he can self-guard the pick and roll.
Let's kind of stay with that and move into 1/3 of the way. Who are the true contenders? And I wrote down, let's see, 3, 6, 9. I wrote down 10 teams.
Sheesh.
Now listen. Wait. I wrote down 10 teams that have the potential to win a champion. Like, not win a champion, but like if you say they won the championship, you wouldn't be crazy. A couple of these teams, all right, don't have the firepower. So I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate 2 of them right now. All right, and I put and this basically based off their record too. I put the Pacers and the Suns. I'm taking them off, but I think they do have what it takes because they're deep, good coaching. They got stars on the team. They just don't have the superstars, right? Because Chris Paul is just too old right now. Devin Booker,
man, CP3 balling, man.
He balling. He balling.
Too old,
hey,
CP3
but I don't think.
year,
but I don't. Well, I feel like him and Devin Booker timing isn't right. If you talk about Chris Paul's prime, and because Devin Booker ain't really enter it yet, but like if they was at the same time, it'd be crazy. And Ayton just little baby man out there. You know what I'm saying? He's a little baby right now. But so I'll get rid of those two, right? So, and I think I done you done swayed me a little bit, but I feel like these two teams that got MVP candidates on there. I feel like the Bucks and the Nuggets just don't have enough. You kind of swayed me on the Bucks one, and it's really only because I don't like the bench. I don't like Bobby Portis. I don't like Augustine.
Depleted.
Like they were so deep the last 2 to 3 years, and now they want to pay everybody, or not even pay everybody, but you trade everybody for Drew Holiday. Like now your team is this, and you pay Brook Lopez, and now he's hard. Like he's not good at all. Like I don't understand how he fell from the face of the earth in the same system. That's I can see if you got a different coach or something. But so
that's the game. That's the game.
Yeah.
Bro.
So I can kind of get rid of the Bucks, and if Jokic got to do everything through Christ to strengthen him just to get wins, it's gonna be hard for him to do that in a consistent playoff series. So all right, so give me somebody and let's talk about it. A true contender on your list, because I'm pretty sure. All right, so I got rid of Bucks, Nuggets, Suns, and the Pacers. So I'm pretty sure you got the rest of them who I got on here.
Yeah, I only had 5 like from jump.
Okay, so I got rid of what? I got rid of 5, so we good.
You know how I am on the Bucks. I've been saying
that's fair.
Forget them. They're gonna be a second round ceiling anyway. So I just have from the West, Lakers, Clippers. On the East, I got Brooklyn, Philly, and I have Boston hanging on to the fringe.
See now, all right. So this where we need to talk about, because there's one more team that I thought you was going to name, and I think they should be up there even with Boston, or at least they're in the same in the same grouping, and that's the Jazz. Because I know we don't like Gobert like that, right? I know we really wish he could score more, and that's why Shaq be saying it, because like he getting paid all his money to what, like just play defense, like be be one sided, and unless you Jokic one sided. Where you dominate everything, what I'm saying? It's a different thing. But when Donovan Mitchell, Shaq calling him out too. But I thought that was. I thought it was fine.
But I thought it was unwarranted because Mitchell been balling
now.
For so long.
Mitchell
he only can do so much.
Now now when Shaq said it, I feel like Mitchell was on the rise. Like he was tripping early in the year, like, and they were still winning games because. Yeah, it's a good roster. I mean, you got a top 5 coach. Quinn's not a top 5. I don't care what number you put.
Yeah, he up there
top
for
5,
sure.
for my opinion. Jordan Clarkson is one of the best scorers in the NBA. That's not a star. I think everybody can agree to that. Like he can give you 20.
Man, if you want to make some easy money, bet him for $6 million a year because he gonna run away with it. Because who else out there? Because I don't think because Schroeder and Montrez gonna cancel out.
I don't care nobody say you cannot have a 6 and a 7 man in a 6-man award. That just don't make no sense to me. I never understood why Clippers.
That's anyway. Easy money. Bet Clarkson to win that he gonna run away with it.
I like that. I actually might have to put a little cheddar that way on that one. But you got him. Bogdanovich working his way back. He was a 20-point scorer last year. So if he gets back to that, and you got 3 scorers like that who can get 20, and Mitchell can emerge to that because if we talk about Boston, right, it kind of go hand in hand. If you talk about Tatum and Jaylen Brown, if Mitchell's on that level, like if you say Mitchell's on the same level as Tatum and Jaylen Brown, then I can say, well, Jazz can go far because what the Celtics still lack. I mean, Tristan Thompson has helped it a little bit, but imagine if they got like Drummond, like if he got bought out.
No, he going to Brooklyn, bro.
Hey, all right, okay, all right. Tangent. If you Drummond, would you rather? All right, what do you think? All right, okay. Do you care about more winning or impacting winning? Because I feel like he would impact Boston more. I feel like he had more of an impact in Boston because he's not gonna get the ball in Brooklyn. I feel like Boston might give it to him.
He don't need it.
I mean, he'll get 20 rebounds.
He needs 20 rebounds. That's it.
20 rebounds and dunk all that back too. All right. So quick tangent. If you Drummond, you get bought out by the Cavs. Nets, Boston, both knock on your door. Is it no contest? You going to Brooklyn because
he going to Brooklyn.
So you saying no all right? So you're not even all right. If you Drummond, you're not even think about Boston.
No, you already got your money from the buyout. You just going to the best team to win. Like, there's no point of going to Boston.
But you got Jason Tatum. All right, we
You
got
got Kevin Durant.
That's all you need to say. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say.
You know, I mean, he's a Duke guy, but Tatum, I rock with Tatum.
All right, but look,
I rock with Tatum.
But how much?
But Kevin Durant, bro, I think Kevin Durant top 10 all time already.
But look,
you get a chance to go play with that dude, James Harden, who's top 30, top 40. You got to go over there.
But all right, how much more work do he have to play for, like, on Brooklyn? Like, he had to make up for so much deficiencies on that team versus, I mean, obviously the Nets can outscore anybody, and he could just run around and dunk all day long. So yeah, it's probably the easiest. I just want to play a little devil advocate.
James Harden throwing you lobs.
I just feel like Danny Ainge, you can't be stupid. You got to just say Drummond. I know it's Kevin Durant. I know it's James, but come on, bro. I can give you a max contract now, right now.
No, man, you're gonna have James Harden throwing you lobs. Nobody can double you. They're gonna ask you to get 10 points, 20 rebounds. All you gotta do is run out. Rebounds. I mean, you're gonna get every rebound. Like,
I low key hope they don't get them because y'all cheating. Because in my opinion, when you talk about big men, all right, so obviously Embiid, Jokic, right, MVP candidates, Cat, Anthony Davis. Those four we know that's the best four, right? But when you get to the next tier,
if you consider AD a big, because I put AD and Giannis on that same platform. Like I look.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like I put
that.
people like AD, Giannis in like the same category.
Okay. All right, so AD and Giannis over here. All right, so Embiid, Cat, Jokic. Outside those three, how many names before you say Drummond? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like.
I mean, for me, it's just none. It's just them three, and then it's Drummond.
So you talking about? I
know people who in Utah gonna say Gobert over Drummond.
I'm taking Drummond.
But I'm taking Drummond. That's the same defense, but better offense.
And I'm gonna give you, and he can give me 20. Yeah. So all right, so Drummond, I would say like the only other names you can either bring up, and I would consider, and we can talk about it. Like that, I'm just saying, like as a debate, is like Sabonis and Vucevic. That's about the only two. Like
Vucevic. That's
about the only two. So if they get a top, so you saying they gonna get the next best big behind Embiid, Jokic, and Cat? That's bullcrap. And I'm saying like as far as like the league, like I'm another team. Like, come on, man, you already got those three, and you need Drummond. But yeah, hey, if
when the buyout happens, that's what he going to Brooklyn.
But all right,
I mean, I know. On the preview, man, you was talking about that. And I was like, it's a hypothetical. It may or may not happen. Nah, damn.
Right. We did say it won't happen, but we didn't they'd get Jared Allen. I mean, because Jared Allen went crazy the other night. I think he had like 20 and 18. I remember that one time I bet on Jared Allen to give me the damn over.
Player prop.
And he didn't want to score.
Player prop.
Forget Jared Allen, man. I don't care. But you know, if Cavs want to go this youth movement, which they probably will, I mean, Drummond probably gonna be out of there. But all right, so obviously you say he goes next, and I probably agree with you too. But let's say he goes to Boston. I really think, yes, I'm on a bandwagon, and I'll say you're right. Boston has the great chance to make it, but without him, I feel like if you think Boston won, I feel like Jazz has to be one, and maybe I have to wait till I see Jazz and Lakers and Jazz versus Clippers before I get that sense. But do you? I mean, obviously we believe that Paul George and Kawhi are one of the best two-way wings in the league as far as defensively. But how much do you think they'll bother Donovan Mitchell if he's playing at that kind of level?
I mean, he can play at the best level possible, and they still won't make it. Jazz will probably get the first round, depending upon what seed they get. Honestly, like Jazz do this every year. They blow through the regular season.
Yeah,
50 wins, 50 and 32, 52 and 30, something like that. Be a decent seed, somewhere between 3 and 6, and get bounced the first round. They lost to the Nuggets in the 7-game this past season.
That was a great
series. Great series, but lost in 7 first round. Lost in 5 to the Rockets with Russ and James. Then they did make the second round. Lost to the Rockets. Second round, swept by Warriors. missed it for about 4 or 5 years, swept by the Spurs, missed it, second round to the Lakers, first round to the Lakers. Like, so they normally gonna just blitz through the season, but they're gonna get knocked out first round. No,
All right, so
if they make it to the second round, to me, that's a success for the Utah Jazz. Like when you grade teams like Lakers, title or bust, Clippers, title or bust, Jazz. if you made West Finals, you overachieve. But if you made second round, you right on par.
Yeah, okay, I can mention it. All right, but I mean, it's just crazy because like Boston and Jazz, both those teams will have to go through Sixers and Nets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to beat both of them, and I don't know if Boston can do it. Because if you're saying Jazz can't do it, I don't think Boston can either. I don't think Boston can beat Sixers and cause I know Boston been sunning the Sixers for the past few years, but this is a different team. Like, they got the shooters. Tobias played his best basketball under Doc Rivers, and Embiid is an MVP candidate, and I feel like that's enough. And Ben Simmons is I feel like Ben Simmons need to take that step to where
he's done.
Well, no. Okay, look, I don't. All right, so I do not care. Okay, I ain't saying I don't care, but all right, scoring wise, if he give me 15, 8, and 8 for a career, I can live with it. But what I need him on the defensive side to do, I want him to be. When you name the best, if I say Rashad, name the best 3 wings defensively in the league, or like, you know, who you saying he gonna stop that guy, and you gonna say Kawhi. And you probably say Paul George. That third,
throw Jimmy in there.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's say Kawhi, Jimmy. I want you to, if you have to say Ben Simmons. If he's not going to shoot the 3, right? Which you know, as a GM, get shooters around him, fix the problem. But if he's not going to shoot 3s, I want him to be the best defensive wing in the league. Like, if he does that for me, then that's okay. At least make up from somewhere else. And I'm okay with that. So if for example, and let's just say he does that this year. So you playing the Celtics, you got Embiid. I'm throwing Ben Simmons on Tatum, and that's your matchup all series long. Because what he doing as far as, like, you know, impact wise, you're passing the ball, and getting guys involved. So you don't need legs for that. You know what I'm saying? You're not shooting 30 jumpers, so you should be balls to the wall 24/7 in this game. So, you know, if that ever happens, then that's probably why Sixers will never win a championship, because as much as Embiid get better, and like, let's say Embiid stays healthy, Ben Simmons, all right, so if you're not going to shoot the 3, you need to be the best defensive league and the best defensive wing, or the best defensive player in the league. Because if you can give me the Jordan or Pippen type defense that happened in the 90s, I'm okay. You ain't gotta score 20 points. I'll be okay.
I'll never be okay with him not averaging 18, 8, and 8. Like, I need Magic Johnson type numbers with defense.
Yeah, but all right. So if we looked up the Lakers, the Magic Lakers. So Kawhi is your Embiid. I mean, Kareem's your Embiid. All right, Magic your Ben Simmons. So James Worthy gets Tobias Harris. So everything makes sense so far. But it's like, did they have the Seth Currys and Maxes and Danny Green? I mean, I know we had Brian Scott, they had Cooper, but I gotta look at their stats real quick to see if they got buckets like that.
They had other guys, but you know, it's just a different era now. Yeah. Like Ben needs to be hovering around 18 to 20. Like, you, I mean, if not that, the thing that'll always be Sixers' downfall would be they don't have a go-to closer. Like, I rock with Tobias, but I don't think that can be your closer. I rock with Embiid, but I don't think a big guy should be your closer. I think, if anything, they should be trying to figure out how they can go get Bradley Beal. Because you missed on Harden, go try to get the second best 2 guard, or maybe try to go pry somebody like DeMar off the Spurs. Go get you a guard, like somebody who really want to go get 20. Because Ben don't want to get you 18 to 20. Like, Ben been showing his whole career, I don't want to get 18 to 20. I want to just play in cruise control, lock in on defense, and kind of have fun. Like, he don't want to try to go get 18 to 20. Like, he's more comfortable getting 12, 10, 10, 12, 9, and 9, 14, 8, and 7. He's not trying to go out there and get 20 And the way he plays, he can't get you 20 because he ain't gonna shoot.
The only time he get 20, only time he go crazy is when Embiid down on the floor. So, I mean, I know they winning right now, and Doc Rivers know how to handle superstars and stuff, or like star power. And it's like, but all right, so what? It is gonna take the Sixers. Like, I feel like they are a contender. I feel like they have what it takes.
They're definitely in that race.
But that's the thing is like obviously it's levels to this, and even the teams I named earlier that I eliminated before we talked about it, Pacers, Nuggets, Suns. But I feel like you can't say they can't, but they're down here, and then you take another step. That's where you get the Jazz and Celtics. You take another step. That's where you see the Sixers, and I guess you would say they probably on a plane on their own. And then you get to the LA and the Brooklyn. Like, that's the two LAs and the Brooklyn. That's probably the stepping stone. So, but I really like the Nets, bro. They better get Andre Drummond. They better get something because I don't know how this can't work in the series. Like against in the finals.
I'm just hoping they don't wear my boy KD out. My man he gets so many minutes, bro.
Yo, he was supposed to be on minutes restriction. Yo, my man.
But see, that's that D'Antoni stuff, man. Like that playing fast, running guys high volume, no defenders outside of Bruce Brown. So, I mean, I'm just hoping they don't hurt my boy KD out there, man.
I mean, you think about it, they really are the sons of like that time because all they had was Sean Marion play defense. But see, Sean Marion was an elite defender though. Like I feel like. Yeah, they brought in Shumpert, but like this team would be so much better. I'm just trying to think of somebody like they had like a Robert Covington, like you know what I'm saying, just somebody like that. That's 6'8", 6'9", versatile and don't mind doing all dirty work. Right? If they had somebody like that, that's perfect. Obviously, Blazers need it too. That's why they traded for him. But yeah, that's a move that you probably have to go do. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of the teams in my head, like what kind of guy that is.
They need to go. I mean, I understand he's not the best player, and there still is talent within him, but when he's on the floor, he'll be a liability on the other side of the ball, which you really shouldn't mind when you got KD, Kyrie,
shouldn't mind it.
And potentially Drummond. I'm going to go call Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. You can get him for probably about $2 million.
All right, so I'm glad you said that. So that actually a good segue to, I think, while the Clippers, if they do win a championship, this is the reason. So you said Michael Kidd-Gilchrist because he played defense. You know, he do all dirty work for you. The Clippers, when they signed Batum, bro, that might have been like the best signing of the year. Like
they got a steal,
bro. When you got Paul George and Kawhi, and then you get another 6'8", 6'9" small forward who can dribble the ball himself. Cause you know he's international, so that's what they do. So he's from France and stuff.
Diverse skill set,
very very diverse. He been dribbling basketball. When in Portland and all in Charlotte days, whatever it was. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward. He can play all these positions. And when you take one of them out, like you still long, like you so long. And that's why I was like, bro. I watched another day. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. If Batum can reach into his bag one more time, just one more time, they can win a championship. And I'm not gonna say with ease because as a Lakers fan, I probably should never say that. But yo, with Kawhi and Paul, if Paul George play like Paul George and Batum getting that bag one more time. The Clippers are going far because Ibaka there and Ray Jackson at point guard. That is enough. Like I mean, I know you gotta have bench, but from a starting five perspective, with Ibaka still doing what he's doing, Batum just reaching that bag one more time, just one more time.
Like Clippers, they'll move maybe two away. Like because as the season goes on, you start trying to fine tune your roster, and then that's when you kind of see all right who's gonna be the last team standing. I think Clippers, they have, for this point in the year, they have enough. But I think as the season goes on, you're dealing with COVID, potential injuries, guys getting banged up. I think they need to make a move as time goes on. Where move emerges, let's wait and see. But I think they need to make a move, maybe two.
So if last thing before we go into next thing, but so if we say Nets will get Drummond, so the other two teams on the same level as Brooklyn, what do they have to get? Like how can you make a chess move to Drummond? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you just said Clippers got to make a move, and Lakers never scared to make a move. But it's like what move? I mean, obviously people want to say, oh, Lakers can get Bradley Beal. How?
No.
How?
No.
So I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that article from Bleacher Report. The Clippers and the Lakers are interested in Bradley Beal.
They can't get him. Like they had, like the Clippers gave up assets to get Paul George.
Hey,
like,
look, here's
man,
me.
they'll be talking about draft picks in 2030.
Bro, I looked at my phone like this. I said, "Man, get out of here, man. That's not. I don't want. That's fake news.
It can't even happen. It can't even
fake
happen.
News.
Man.
Fake news. That can't. So I really wonder what kind of moves is going to happen next for Lakers. Cause like what other guys are available as far as like that kind of power that you bring over. All right, let's go into surprises and disappointments through 1/3 of the season. I got one for you. It's kind of funny. So disappointments, bro. So I'll put this down. So it's two things I put down, but then I want to take a step further. I'm going the entire Eastern Conference. The reason I say this is because so the team that went to the championship, they lost Jimmy Butler for COVID for a couple or 10 games. They went 2-8. So they sorry. Like I mean, now they're gonna get back to normal eventually. But like when Jimmy Butler on that field on that court, he trash. Like that's like when you look back at it, like that's the worst. How did they get to the final? You know, I'll be thinking that in my head like, how did y'all get there? The Wizards, like come on. I know COVID hit them too, but it's like Bradley Beal doing everything, the NBA leading scorer, and they got like 4 or 5 wins. Only team they can beat is the Nets.
Yeah, they the worst team in the East. They worse than the Pistons.
Only team they can beat is the Nets for whatever reason. But the reason I say the entire East because outside of the Sixers, everybody's record is so close. Like I know the Nets. I know the Nets 13-9, and they lost a couple games that they probably shouldn't have. And same thing for the Bucks. But I feel like everybody is so congested. Celtics being close to 500, Pacers being close to 500, and I feel like in a non-COVID year with fans, this would never happen because it's hard to beat Boston. It's hard to beat Indiana. It's hard to beat Milwaukee, and yet a lot of teams are doing it, and it's like a lot of teams are jumping up. So the reason I say the entire East as a disappointment because of the 3 teams I think that are surprises in the East: the Knicks, Chicago Bulls, and the Charlotte Hornets. Remember we talked with Wesley about the Hornets, and I was like, man, they actually are pretty deep. But I didn't think Gordon Hayward would look like this. I didn't think Lauri Markkanen would look like this. He's playing
all-star-esque. I don't know if he'll make it or not.
I don't know.
Have it on my all-star ballot,
but he fired. Like he's balling. I didn't think Levine would take this step to where they saying he better. Like I've heard it. I'm not agreeing with it, but you can debate it about him being better than Devin Booker, Mitchell. Like he belonged in that class. If anything, I'm like, man, I didn't know he would get there. And Lauri Markkanen, I didn't know he would get to that point where he's at. And then the Knicks, the best defense in the league, or like one of the best defenses in the league with Tom Thibodeau and with Julius Randle doing what he doing, all-star level, he playing like those. Because that's why I said the entire East is a disappointment because we try to guess the bottom 5 teams, and we had Knicks and Bulls and Hornets, as the bottom 5. But we said that Bulls and Hornets can maybe get there, but I definitely didn't see the Knicks coming.
I mean, with the way to me, it's the schedule. Like it's you're traveling, but you're staying like close
same
proximity. Like you're not doing a lot of cross country stuff like that. Like you can go to a time zone and get acclimated, and then the no fans thing. That kind of helps and hurts teams too because sometimes you can pull games out with fans. Sometimes that aspect can hurt you too. So I just think it's just one of those years. I mean, I had the Wizards down to disappointment because I thought they could be a contender for a top 5 seed in the East just based on the regular season, but they're dead last in the East, so Wizards are definitely a disappointment.
All right, so Bradley Beal did not disappoint, but do you think Russ did? I feel like he did a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Russ got old overnight, but that's really not the case. He's just his shooting is off bad. Then they've dealt with the COVID stuff. I'm waiting on the notification that Scott Brooks is fired any day. But I feel like with COVID, you're gonna have to promote somebody from the staff anyway. So why would you fire him? So I think they're stuck with Scott for the rest of this year anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to say in the West, I don't really have too many things. All I said was disappointments was the Mavs, and I think I was pissed off at the time because I put Spurs. because they lost to the Grizzlies 2 nights in a row for me.
Messed up that bet.
Yeah, messed up that bet. So that was probably a little personal bias right there. But the Mavs being the third worst team in the West, or someone down there, and that's kind of bad when you have a superstar like Luka on your team and you got somebody like Porzingis on your team, but they also got hit with COVID too. So I feel like the teams that we're putting on disappointment list all had COVID. Like the Mavs, most of their key guys was gone. The Wizards, outside of Russ and Beal, had nobody else. Like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, the best player on the team didn't play, and then Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler. So I feel like those like was why they're disappointments. In the West, surprise. I just put the Grizzlies because we thought they shouldn't have made it. Like they probably would have made it in the regular season last year if it wasn't for COVID, and then this year because of COVID they're 9-6. Like that's crazy. So I put them as a surprise, but then they got smacked by the Pacers not too long ago. So I was like, well, here we go. So
no, I just put the Thunder because they're playing close to 500 ball, 8-11. And I thought they would be there for a rebuild. So I thought they would have a record that doggone Wizards got.
Right? Yeah, they won't go away for you, bro.
but yeah, Thunder never going away, man. They're 8-11. I mean, they're playing close to 500 ball, and there are teams who are playing 500 ball who, really aren't that much better than them as far as like roster wise and stuff like that. So shout out to the Thunder, man. Sam Presti. I mean, they're not gonna make the playoffs, but Sam Presti is keeping a competitive team down there.
All right, real quick before we transition into football, hey, what is your all-star starting lineup for the West Conference if you got one?
AD, Bron, Kawhi, guards in the West, Dame and Curry.
Okay, so I went. So I kind of did it differently. I did 2 front court, 2 back court, and I did like a between guy who can either or. I guess if you want to say. So I did Jokic, LeBron, Luka, Dame, and Kawhi, and then I think I had Steph as my 6th man.
Yeah, I was gonna put Jokic, but I just feel like I think AD being a Laker will outvote him.
Okay, fair enough.
Because starters can always have the fan input, so I think AD as a Laker can outvote him.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, in the East, I went same format for me. I did 2 front courts, 2 back courts, and a between guy. So I did Embiid, Giannis, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, and I did Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Okay.
I lied. I had James Harden. I had Harden and Beal with other guys.
If you want to say fans voting, okay, I'll give you Harden. But who deserve it? I don't think he deserved it because he did. He did at Houston. I don't care. And then he didn't even shoot the ball in Brooklyn.
Harden almost got a triple double right now for as a net.
He trying to be a point guard so much for me. I ain't with it. But anyway, no. What's funny was my 6 and 7 man. I put Pacers. I put Sabonis and Brogdon. They better make it. They both better make it.
Sabonis, but I don't think Brogdon gets in there.
23-7-4. What boy better get in there? He better get in there. All right, so let's switch gears. NFL talk real quick before we get out of here. Stafford versus Goff, man, was a trade over the weekend. Kind of rare that you see a swap for quarterbacks. Or like you don't really see a swap for like the only swap we kind of seen that's I guess relatable was like Diggs for Justin Jefferson technically, but you know what I'm saying. But it really wasn't. It was a pick for a receiver, and then they drafted Jefferson. Like that's what you usually see. Like they draft a replacement, not trade for your replacement. But I think it made sense. And here's what I mean. So. I think the teams that wanted Stafford, so the Panthers, I heard that he didn't want to go to Carolina. We also heard that he didn't want to go to New England. That was actually broadcasted out and put out into the news.
Patricia over there, I ain't going over there either.
But for whatever, I gotta understand the Panthers because they were they young, I guess, and he trying to win. But the reason why he went to the Lions, right? Who just got hired to the Lions? The I think the director of personnel, the Rams
guy went over there.
So he is the GM. So that makes perfect sense. So why this trade even happened? So why everybody being so shocked about it? I guess it was kind of shocked to me that it happened now, before the Super. Like I didn't think a news would happen like before the Super Bowl. So, but all right, what does it mean for Goff? And I kind of think like a guy leaving the Rams going to Detroit was like, all right. we need to get some picks. So they got what? They got 2 firsts and a third
in
golf.
this year.
So a lot of people are saying that Rams gave up a lot. So basically, you traded Stafford for a first and a third. You think that's a lot? Just the first and the third.
I don't think so, because you have to take into account what each team is acquiring and giving up. Right. Rams are in win now mode.
Right.
Twitter think Matt Stafford trash, but real NFL people know Matt Stafford, that dude, he just stuck in Detroit.
Exactly.
Now he's out of Detroit. Matt Stafford might be in the MVP race, because you're going to have Cup, Woods, whoever they decide to go at running back, Brown, Henderson, Akers, whatever they do on that, and you got a top 5 defense. Stafford is about to go win 12 games, probably. And he can take his back brace off, because he ain't got to carry the team.
He ain't got to carry it. Yes, Lord.
And then you go over here to get this team to take on $100 million guaranteed to
you
golf.
Give him a first.
You got to give them. All right, we're gonna swap. So you got to give me at least a first and a third, but to sweeten it up a little bit more, because y'all in a rebuild, and you hired our guy. Here's one more first round pick.
Right. So to me, like when you break it down, I feel like Stafford went for the first and the third, and I think the to take on Goff contract, we'll give you another first. I think that's kind of how it also. But when you say it makes sense too. Like, all right, you got to. You did help draft Donald. You did help put a.
You got Ramsey out here. You got all these guys out here. We got Woods out of Buffalo.
You got to a Super Bowl. I mean, I know he wasn't the lead GM, but they all played a role. So you have to build a Super Bowl caliber team that went to the Super Bowl and could have won. So I don't think the Rams gave it too much. And like you said about Stafford, bro, I don't understand the Stafford hate around the world. I don't understand the hates for guys in Stafford's class, like the Matt Ryan hate, the Dak Prescott hate, the Kirk Cousins hate, the Ryan Tannehill hate. Why do we hate on? So if I don't have Mahomes, if I don't have Rodgers, Watson, or Russ, my quarterback not good. That's basically what they're saying. Because like teams of the Falcons don't want Matt Ryan. Teams of the Vikings, the fans of the Vikings don't want Kirk. Lions don't want Stafford. Like, I don't know about Tennessee. I guess they like Tannehill because they had Mariota for so long. They probably appreciative. But like those classic and Cowboys, they didn't want to pay Dak. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that kind of class of guys. But when you realize when you put them guys with a team, what's gonna happen, bro? These Rams, they thought they made the playoffs with Goff. They about to be. McVay was holding Goff's hand. Now he got a guy that's gonna make up for McVay's mistakes. Like, and that's what like a lot of people don't realize about great players. Like, how many times Andy Reid probably calls something stupid, or Airbnb calls something stupid, and Mahomes make up for it, or Pete Carroll and his team do something stupid, but Russ make up for it, or Bill Belichick do something dumb and Tom Brady make up for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That happens, and now he got somebody who can make up for it. And I think that's all the Rams needed. And I'm not really calling the Super Bowl or bust, but at the same time, top 5 defense. You got the best defensive player in the league, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, top corner, and now you got one of the best offensive minds. You got to go far. So,
no, the only knock I would say is, Stafford, when he was at UJ, he didn't really get them to what people thought he should have got them to, considering it's the SEC, and UJ is considered one of the powers of the SEC. So, I mean, let's see what he does as a pro. He's only, I think, 32, 33. Got some time left in the tank. Let's see what he does with the Rams.
Goff part, I heard people say that they should draft a quarterback at 7. I say, bro, you got to be dumb. The reason I say that is because, one, if I ain't getting Trevor Lawrence, Goff is probably better than them right now. Like, I don't know Zach Wilson. I don't know about Justin Fields. I don't know about Trey Lance. But why would you waste? Why would you trade for Goff, get the contract, and then draft a guy at 7? That makes sense. Now, if I draft somebody in the 4th round, hey, so be it. But at 7, there's no we need way too much on the team to me to get Goff and draft a quarterback, because that'll make sense. And we all know the track record. When you draft a quarterback 1st round, they probably gonna start in that same year. There's no way I'm benching Goff and put him on the bench for all that money. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't get that notion. But Goff has an opportunity to to right his wrongs, I guess, or show that he can still ball. And I'm not sure how the Lions offense is going to look. You got Hawkinson, you got DeAndre Swift, but Marvin Jones, a free agent, and Kenny Golladay. So you might not even have no receivers for right now. So they probably need to draft a receiver at 7. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, because he gonna need weapons, and he's not gonna get it done by himself because he couldn't do it with Kupp and Woods and Sean McVay. So and now he got somebody lesser talented than that. So but he got a chance though, and that's all you really want.
No, it's just more about being believed in. His time in LA was up.
Yeah. So we'll see. I still think the Lions. When we talk about quarterback, I guess they got the 3rd best quarterback in the league in the division. So, because I ain't rocking with nobody on the Bears. So, I guess that's fine. But hey, on the Stafford and Goff trade, I know about the QB market about Deshaun Watson on the trade block, but do the 49ers need to go make a splash move, or do you think they should just stay the course and give Jimmy G another chance?
They've won games with Jimmy G. Him and Kyle kind of work pretty good together, but you're in a division where it's an arms race at this point. Seattle still has Russ with Lockett and DK. If they ever steady the running back position and fill in some hole on defense, they'll be formidable. And they still are without those holes being filled in.
Yeah.
We saw what the Rams just did. Cardinals are young, pesky team. So if you're the 49ers and you're going all in, you would have to mortgage the future, but they're in a position where they can do that because all your defensive guys outside of, I think, 2 or 3 people are young and not paid. So why not go ahead and do it? But
I don't know.
I don't know what the draft capital plus the players to include would be because you can't just trade just strictly picks. They don't want to play it back. So Jimmy G, and he's less than Stafford and Goff, so you're going to give up 4 or 5 first rounders.
Hey, you funny. Hey, what's the market though? All right, so if you had to name just a couple guys come to mind, I guess Dak because he ain't signed. Traded for Matt Ryan, but the Falcons already said it, and he ain't going nowhere. It was rumors about Kirk Cousins, but Adam Schefter said there was nothing about that going on. That was all false. So outside of Watson, what is an upgrade? You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if they can even.
No, they'll probably stick with Jimmy G. It's the safer play.
Man, go ahead and go get Ryan Fitzpatrick, man.
Jimmy G's a safer play for them. You can always go get something else later on.
Derek Carr.
I like Derek Carr.
Lateral move? Is that lateral or is that?
Yeah, that's a lateral. I like Derek Carr, but that's a lateral move. I wouldn't do that.
I just want to see where the line was drawn at, I guess. But all right, so that's fine. That's fine. So we'll see 49ers make a move, but I think they should. But really, if you just told me Jimmy G plays 16 healthy games, then I think I can live with that. It's just because it's so uncertain that I'm never going to know. All right, last thing, man, before we get out of here, Super Bowl Sunday. I know it's COVID, bro, but I really want to go to the Super Bowl party. And it's not even I want a lot of people. I just need the food, somebody to make the food, good vibes, watching the game, have a great Sunday game, and then get ready for the next season. Right? That's really what I want. So getting into the Super Bowl, we know it's Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes. That's the headline. But let's get into why each team will win, why each team will lose. So I'll let you go first. So for the Buccaneers, being at home, why would they win and why would they lose?
If the Bucs win, it's because they kind of kept Mahomes off the field. You can throw the ball and put up points, switch receivers, but you have Ronald Jones and Fournette where you can eat the clock up and hand the ball off. So if they win, it's because they did that, and they probably got 1 turnover. Mahomes rarely turns it over. So the Bucs wins because of that. But if the Chiefs win, it's because of their defense. They have to get Brady off kilter. He doesn't like to be pressured. So if you can keep Brady under the pressure, make him move in the pocket, which he hates doing, they'll win. And of course, like same thing with them. They have the offensive firepower. They get up fast and in a hurry. So keep the penalties down, and then if their defense can keep pressure on Brady, they'll be fine.
Oh, I'm with you. I think what is going to play a key role is Chris Jones up the middle. How you say keep him rattled, because it's different. It's different when you're coming from the edges, right? But when that pressure is in your face, like Tom Brady can't. He don't have the speed. He don't have the athleticism to escape the pocket. So if Chris Jones is mauling people and getting through the front, it will be a long night. And then for the Bucks, I guess the best way to beat them is you have to somehow rattle, like you said, rattle Mahomes. But how you got to come up with some kind of game plan that stops Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. And I don't know if you can stop either one. So if you had to choose, so I'm asking you. So if we in the defensive coordinator room and trying to figure out how are we going to stop the Chiefs, you don't get choose one option: stopping Tyreek or stopping Travis Kelsey. Which one do you think is the best, or I guess the most successful way to beat the Chiefs?
No, you got to take Kelsey away. He's the one that opens up everything else.
Okay, because I feel like either answer you said was probably right. Like if you said we got to take Tyreek Hill because if he can stretch it so deep, like and stretch the field open so quick, versus like you say with Kelsey, like everything's open in the middle, and whatever him and Mahomes got going on, he always open. Like Kelsey was running. I saw Kelsey was running the other way one time. Mahomes threw it back the other way, and Kelsey went right over there. I was like, how you know he was throwing that way? Like, and the chemistry for them is amazing. So this Super Bowl, man. My prediction is 30 KC, 23 Tampa Bay. And what's crazy is I don't know how much stock I want to put into that last game that they played in the season, where Kansas City was up 20 they were smacking them, and then Tampa Bay came back and made it a close game. Like, because those type of games is like, all right, did Tampa Bay get a hold on how to beat Kansas City, or did Kansas City lay down a little bit? And that's what you don't really know, because about blowouts. Like if I'm in control and I start letting out the gas pedal, how do I turn it back on, or Bucks did it finally figure it out? So I don't know how much thought I can put into that last game, but I think it's gonna be pretty close. I guess my other, like, if I want to make a proper prediction, and I probably should stop hating. I guess because I guess probably what it is. Where Mahomes, it's a tie game. Mahomes go down late in the game, score a touchdown, and give Tom Brady just enough time to make a drive, and then like Tom Brady throws a pick or gets sacked, kind of like similar to the Eagles loss. It's kind of how like I picture the game going, where like the other team scores right at the end, and like now Tom Brady gets a chance to either win the game or take the lead or whatever it is, and something happens and then they lose it. That's kind of how I see it playing out.
No, I just have it 35-33, and I think the Bucks get a last-second field goal and win it.
Damn, that's a high-scoring Super Bowl. You think it'll be that much? It'll be that much?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's going to be one of the best Super Bowls we ever saw. It's going to be in that top 5, top 10 best Super Bowls ever. 35-33. I'm going to take the Bucks. Okay. I think Brady gets one more.
Tom Brady getting 7 rings is fucking ridiculous. like that's just a number that nobody would ever top. But yeah, so all right, so you roll with Tampa Bay, I'm rolling with Kansas City in this game. It's gonna be a great game either way, like you said. But I definitely want to be drama filled. I need like, all right, I'm not wishing for somebody downfall, but like how Mecole Hardman had his like fumble punt against the Bills, like that kind of drama. All right, now this team got to respond. All right, this time having this team, now this team got to respond. Like I want that drama feel. I want the Sunday to be the best game of the year. And when you talk about the Browns Ravens Monday Night Football game that time, and a couple other games that happened this year, I want this game to top it all. So it's gonna be a fun one. Hopefully we come back on. Pat Mahomes has 2 Super Bowl MVPs in 3 years, and you saying it's gonna be Tom Brady 7 rings. That's gonna be crazy. 'Cause either way, it's a historic moment because no team never made it to the Super Bowl, as the host team, and they gonna win it versus what they have done. The Kansas City Chiefs have done in just a short period of time. So, and winning back to back, which hasn't happened since Tom Brady in the Patriots. So that's so two things are gonna happen this weekend. Whoever wins the game, so that's gonna be fun to watch.
Y'all ready to see it, man? Couple more days. All
right, man. Let's go and get out of here so I can check on my bets and see if I'm going to be rich or not. So preach, care, preach. We are the prophets. Make sure y'all tap into us. All platforms, social medias. Mr. Rashad _2cool at Pastor _Kevy Kev. Make sure y'all follow us there. And this will be the first show of many on Wildcard TV. So make sure y'all tap into that. Check into all that kind of stuff, man. And hey, we out.